Yeah, is that?
Yeah.
Hi Grace, you okay?
I'm okay.
Nato, uko poa?
Yep. Yeah, niko poa kabisa.
Habari ya huko Nanyuki?
Nanyuki ni kuzuri sana. Lakini saa hii niko Nairobi, ofisi iko Nairobi.
Oh, uko Nairobi?
Niko Nairobi, ofisi iko hapo Nairobi. Nauza Nanyuki na maeneo mengine kama Nakuru, Nakuru, Naivasha, Isinya, Emali, Malindi and other areas.
Wacha niweke down. Nanyuki number 1.
Nanyuki is number 1. Number 2 is Nakuru.
Nakuru.
Number 3 is Naivasha.
Nakuru, which side? Which part?
Nakuru, a place called Pipeline.
Pipeline?
Yes.
Oh, Pipeline, iko karibu na town?
Iko karibu na town Pipeline. It's within the vicinity of Nakuru town.
And number 3?
Number 3 is Naivasha.
Naivasha? Which part of Naivasha?
Naivasha, I have 3 places. One of them is Gilgil.
Oh, Gilgil, I know Gilgil.
Number 2 is Longonot.
Longonot.
Then number 3 is Mai Mahiu.
Oh, Longonot and Mai Mahiu.
Yes. I also have Isinya.
Isinya ni side ya nini? Isinya.
Isinya ni side inaitwa side ya barabara ya kuenda Kiserian ama Pipeline Road. Kiserian Road ama Pipeline, yeah.
I think nakumbuka Isinya, nilikuwa naenda side ya Tanzania that time.
Oh, Namanga. So you go now straight through that road. Border ya Tanzania inaitwa Namanga border, huko mbele kabisa.
Najua Namanga. Nilikuwa napita Namanga. Nilikuwa naingia ndani ya Tanzania na Namanga.
Okay, hiyo ni mzuri. I think Lydia is waiting for us that we can start.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we can start then. Na tujue Nanyuki ni how much na mnauza Nakuru na how much, hivyo.
Yes, nitaeleza zote kabisa, nitaelezea zote. Nafikiri tupatie Lydia ndio tuanze alafu tutaendelea. Ama niaje?
Yeah.
That's the right thing.
Yeah, hello everybody.
Hello.
Yeah, habari kila mtu. Asanteni so much for joining. I'm going to just mute. I'm going to mute everybody, but I'm going to unmute you when you have to talk. Otherwise tutapiga tu makelele na tutasikizana hapa leo. Because there's a lot of us here today, which is good. So my name is Lydia Tet Olet, and I'm hosting this meeting today. I'm from Kenya, but I live in the UK. And I can see that today we're joined by people from all over. I can see people in Kenya, I can see people in America, I can see people in the UK as well. And I really, really appreciate this. We were also somebody else was meant to join us today, but I can't see him yet. He lives in Kenya, and I don't want to say Kenyan time because I'm a Kenyan. So that would be just spoiling our name for nothing at the Kenyan time. He also deals with insurance, just like I do. So he was meant to join us and tell us more about Kenyan insurance, because we have a lot of people in diaspora that are more concerned of how they can insure their parents back home, or they can insure their brothers or their sisters back home. So today was about insurance in Kenya and insurance in the UK as well. For those who live in the UK, it's also important to insure ourselves. Today, we're also going to talk about loans, because we have loans. It's called COVID-19 loans. For those people who have been in business and they want loans, we have that as well. And we also have property developers. We have Martin who was talking to Martin was right now talking to one of the ladies, and I know the lady is called Grace. She lives in America. So, and she actually called me and she said she wants to know more about what Martin is doing. And Martin, thank you very much for joining us, because I know you had asked this opportunity. Last week, you were here with us as well. And we had a very good response from last week. And that is why a lot of people say they want you back this week, and we had to bring you back, Martin. So thank you very much. And we also have Sam. Sam was here with us as well last week. So thank you very much, Sam, and welcome. And then I have my colleagues, Susan and PK. So Susan is going to talk to us about the loan that they're giving for COVID-19. And she's going to tell us more. And anybody with a question, just like we did last time, this is just interaction. We interact and we talk about life in general, but it's more about investment and insurance, because those are the main things that are so important in our lives right now, investment and insurance, because insurance is you looking after yourself and your family. And then investment as well is you looking after yourself and your future, because even the Bible says that a wise man lives, okay, we also have Walter Onuga, who has joined us as well. A wise man, what does it say again? A wise man lives, let me ask Grace, because I know Grace loves the Bible so much. What does the Bible say about the wise man?
The white man?
The wise man, the wise man in the
wise
Bible,
man.
The wise man leaves inheritance. The wise
Yes.
man leaves inheritance for his children. So it's important for us to leave inheritance for our children.
Well,
so even as we buy our homes, as we develop in Kenya, or we have insurance, we know that it's not for us, but it's for our family, it's for our children, it's for our loved ones. So welcome everybody. So I'm going to open today, first of all, with Susan. Susan is going to tell us a little bit about the loan that we have in has been given to diaspora COVID-19. So this loan relates to only people in the UK. So if you're in the UK, this is more of you. All right. So Susan, please, if you can just tell us more about the loan. Thank you.
Sorry. Hi guys, my name is Susan Hipwood. I'm originally from Tanzania, so we're all neighbors.
Can we all hear Susan?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, just raise your hand if you can hear. Thumbs up if you can hear Susan. Okay,
you can hear me. That's good. Yes. So because of this unprecedented times, we're all hit by this unfriendly coronavirus. A lot of businesses are shut down, and they're finding very difficult to pay their staff, pay the rent, and things like that. So the government came up with a scheme which can help small and medium enterprises. But the one thing is you have to be in business for at least 18 months, 1.5 years in business, and then the turnover up to 5 million, because if it's a big companies, then this won't apply to them. And then what it does is, so if you've been in business for minimum of 18 months, then you can get a loan up to 250,000 UK pounds. So that is they give you up to 6 years to pay. The beauty is for the first 12 months, you don't pay anything at all. It's interest free. And then it doesn't even, the maximum of, up to 250K, you don't need personal guarantee. But if it's more than that, the maximum they can give you is up to 5 million. So if you need only up to 250K, then you don't need any personal guarantee. And then the first 12 months, it's interest free. And are you with me? And then also these businesses, so a lot of businesses will want maybe the loan for who be maybe to pay for your workers, whatever. So that how it works, either you can either ask them to give you maybe a bigger overdraft or a cash loan, or some people the one maybe their invoice credit, which is something they can look into, but this is in deeper. So this is just a general view to say, if people have businesses, we are here to help you, because if you go to the lenders, let's say the bank, if you bank with only, let's say whatever one bank, so you're only relying on one source, your bank only. But us, we have up to 40 lenders, which will work tirelessly to make sure you get the best deal for you. And then you only turn around up from 2 to 3 weeks maximum. But if you go to your own bank, it takes up to 6 weeks. So for us, Unisure, it works very, very, very fast. In a jigsaw, really in a nutshell, that's how this loan is, to help businesses cope with this really tough time or been faced with. Any questions?
Okay, ask any questions.
Does anyone have any question? Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, the lady in pink.
Yes. You said only people stayed in London.
I can't hear.
Only people who stayed in London can get a loan. You hear me? You don't hear me? Wow.
Hello, Grace. We can hear you now, Grace.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm asking about the loan. You said only people stayed in UK,
Yes.
not people who stayed in US.
No, it's only for the UK residents.
Okay.
Yeah, it's only for UK residents.
All right.
Only for business, the businesses who have been registered for more than 18 months in the UK. Yes. So I'm sorry, you're in America. Talk to Trump to give you a loan. Sorry. Sorry. That was no funny. Okay.
Okay.
Sam, did you have a question? Sam, unmute yourself. Sam, unmute yourself. Unmute yourself, Sam. We can't hear you. He has done it himself. Sam.
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Oh, great. Sorry about that. Well, a quick question to Susan. You did mention the loan applies to small businesses with turnover up to 5 million, right? Do you have to have declared the turnover to the HMR revenue previously before you qualify for this?
Susan, answer.
Hello.
Yes, please.
Can you hear me?
Clear.
Yeah. Yes. If you have your accountant, you will show it's up to that, because it's only small and medium, enterprises. So yeah, your accountant, I'm sure, will have all the books, but it doesn't really matter. If obviously your company earns more than that, then this won't be for you. But if it's within that, then yes, it is. So your accountant needs to show, obviously, even when you are showing that you've been trading for over 18 months, obviously you need to show your returns. You've been doing at least you've done one annual return, then yes, you'll be eligible for it.
Thanks.
Yeah, are you okay, Sam, with that?
Yeah, I'm happy with that, yeah.
Okay. Any more questions regards the loans? Okay, so we've realized that the loan is only for the UK residents, and yeah, thank you so much, Susan, for that. And now we're going to talk about, we're going back to Martin, because I know before we started, Grace took over the meeting. She had so many questions to ask. She forgot I'm the host and she took it over. But that was good. Thank you very much, Grace. So we're going to go back to Grace for now. And Grace was asking Martin some questions, but a lot of people were not here yet. So maybe if we go back to that and we hear what Grace has to say again. So I'm going to unmute Grace, and now we're only going to hear Grace and for now. Okay?
Okay. Oh, hello?
Yeah, we can.
Hello.
Yes, you told me about Nanyuki, about Naikuru, and Naivasha, and Maimahio, and Isinya. So I just want to know about the prices and sizes.
Okay. Prices and sizes. I've gotten your question, Grace. So good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Thank you. My name is Martin Githinji, Sales and Marketing Manager at AMG Realtors Limited. I'm happy to see you again since last week. I'm happy for Lydia for providing us with this forum to talk about investment. So I am from a company called AMG Realtors Limited. And one of the things, before I go to answer Grace's question, it's important to mention several things. That one, as a company, AMG, we only sell what we own. So you have a guarantee when you're buying from us that you are buying from the owner. So that is the most important thing before any other thing. So every land that we sell, every property that we sell belongs to AMG. So that gives you a peace of mind and assurance that you're buying from the owner, because it's one thing buying land or property, and it's the other one getting the documents to the land that you are buying. So that is one. Two, the prices of our pieces are all inclusive of the transfer charges. By the way, our prices starts as low as 150,000 all the way up, depending on your budget. So I'll delve right into what Grace asked earlier in terms of the property prices, what we have, and the prices attached to each and every property that we have. But the second point that I wanted to put across is that our prices are inclusive of all the transfer charges. So at the end of the day also, you have a guarantee that there are no hidden charges whatsoever. For example, if I tell you that Nanyuki is 150,000, you have a guarantee that there are no hidden charges whatsoever at the end of the day. The third point, the most important point, as the way we operate here at AMG Realtors Limited, is that we give title deeds within 60 days when you complete your payment. We call it a 60-day money back guarantee. No one in the industry has been able to provide that. And that's where we come in as a company, because once you complete your payment, within under 60 days, less than 60 days, you have your title deed. Why are we able to provide the title deed in 60 days where others don't? The answer is we own what we sell. So once you come to us, we first share the mother title of the land we are selling, which is in our name. So that makes the work easier when now we are transferring the title deed to your name. So to delve right into what Grace was asking earlier, so one thing is that we have several projects in different parts of this country. Nanyuki is one of them. So Nanyuki, we have 8-acre parcels that are most ideal for investment, a holiday home, cottage, a hotel, also for speculation, to buy now and sell later. So in Nanyuki, we have sizes from 8 acre, a 50 by 100. So a 50 by 100 is a 0.0405 hectare. As you know, 1 hectare is equivalent to 2.471 acres. So we have an 1/8 acre in Nanyuki going for 150,000 for one plot. We have sizes in Nanyuki that are 1/4 acres going for 300,000. We have 1/2 acres going for 900,000, an acre going for 1 million. I think is there someone with a question as up to that point?
Is there anyone with a question?
1/4 acre is 300,000.
300,000. So the best thing, Grace, about that pricing is that it's inclusive of the transfer charges. So and also you can pay pole. You can start with 50,000 and the balance you pay pole, because we believe that as a company, if you want to invest with us, we have flexible payment plans depending on your budget. We had that topic last week, and it's important I repeat that today. Very important that, for example, the 1/4 acre, you can start with 50,000 and then we spread off the balance in flexible monthly installments, Grace.
Okay.
Yes.
You pay for how long? For 60 days?
So what we do, what we usually do, the 60 days is the time we take to transfer the title deed to your name. So when it comes to the payment plan, for example, if it's a 1/4 acre, 300,000, if you start with 50,000, we sit down with you, the buyer, our buyer, we say the balance is 250,000. So from your end, you tell me that, Martin, I'll be able to pay 50,000 per month. So that will be 250,000, the balance, divide by the 50,000 that you'll be paying for month. And we are going to get 5 months as the time that you are going to pay the balance. Tuko pamoja?
Yeah.
Tuko pamoja.
Sasa nita transfer title wakati sasa unamaliza ile 5th month, the last installments, that's where the 60 days come in. Tuko pamoja? So that's where the 60 days come in. So once and when you finish your payment, after the 5th month is when now we transfer the title deed within the 60 days. So that is how we usually do it in every project, in Nakuru, in Malindi, in Isinya, in Emali, in Naivasha, all our projects. And when you make a cash payment, of course, there is a small discount when you're making a one-off payment. But it's very important to remember that our prices are inclusive of all the transfer charges, which gives you a peace of mind that at the end of the day, no one will also call you to tell you that there are some legal fees that you need to pay. Nope. At AMG, all that is catered for on the pricing. So you have that peace of mind that the price is inclusive of all the transfer charges. Grace and Lydia.
Okay, that's good.
Yes.
And
good.
I have a question.
Please go ahead.
It is near where in Nanyuki?
So Nanyuki parcels are located 15 minutes drive from Nanyuki town, a place called Olpajeta area, or Olpajeta Conservancy area. It's around 1 kilometer from the main road. We have beaconed the plots, or the whole of the plot, so you can be able to see where your plot is. We have marked clearly on the ground where your plot is. So once you get to the land, there are beacons to show where your land is, 1. And number 2, we have done roads across our projects so that you can be able to access your plot where your plot is. So we have not just bought land and left it like that. We have allocated roads, 9 meters, 12 meters, so that when you go there, you can drive to where your plot is. And in addition, there are beacons that show where your plot is. So there are clear demarcations to show where your plot is, Grace.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much for that. And for Martin, there's a question coming up, but I think I'll ask you that question a little bit later regards where your plots are. And if we also have your marketing manager or marketing personnel, they can also answer that question on the Facebook.
Okay.
To Milton Isalano is asking some questions. But,
that's okay. And also I'm here, I'll be able to answer that if time allows.
Yes.
So
Okay.
that's okay.
Yeah. So we're going to go to, do you have anybody with a question before we can go to Mark to tell us about Kenyan insurance? Anybody with a question for that, for Martin, before we can move on? Okay. So now I'm going to go to Mark. Mark is going to tell us about insurance in Kenya, because this is something that especially people in diaspora are really, really crying for, because we do have our parents back home, we have our sisters, our brothers, and we lose them. If we lose them, it's so sad, and then we don't have a financial, we face financial difficulties. So we're going to talk about insurance in Kenya right now. But Martin works for the insurance company, so he's going to tell us more about what he to do. So I'm just going to unmute you, Mark.
Thank
So
you.
introduce yourself and tell us more about.
So thank you, Lydia, for the opportunity. First of all, let me just sort out my video. Okay. Sorry for that. So my name is Mark Kariuki from Kenya, company called Jamina Insurance. We deal with life and general insurance. We have been incorporated since 1992. So that's about 33 years in the, actually 32 in the industry, but we're here today to talk about funeral expense. That is basically cover for our families, be it whether they're in the diaspora or back in Kenya. So I have a proposal that I had shared with Lydia. I don't know if the other members are aware of it.
I haven't shared it yet with them, but I have it here with me.
Okay. Maybe I can just take you through the major points of the cover.
Yeah.
Okay. So first of all, we are offering cover to, it's basically a group cover. So we'd have the principal members who have their dependents to be covered under the group cover. So first of all, we have the principal member who can introduce a maximum of six dependents, that is being the spouse, one spouse, 3 children, and the parents, that is the parents of the principal member. Minimum entry age for parents-in-law, the principal member, and the spouse is 18 years. Maximum is 75 years. That is the age at entry. For children, we do from as little as 1 month to 23 years, where the child is still learning, is still at a learning institution. And for that, we have various bands of cover. I can start with the first option, let's say $1,000 US, that's 100,000 Kenya shillings. So in the untimely event of any one of the members passing on, we have the $1,000 US payable within 48 hours. 48 hours of you now notifying us and giving us the documentation with regards to the person who has passed away. That is now the dependent, or be it the principal member. This can be done either via email, via call notification. If you have members or beneficiaries who are in Kenya who can report it personally, it can also be done. And the amount, as I said before, is payable within 48 hours of notification and of submission of the document. So I'd say for like option like $1,000 USD, that is you're covering the principal member, the spouse, you're covering 3 children, and you're covering the parents of the principal member per year. Annual premium would amount to 50 USD. 50 USD is 5,000 Kenya shillings, give or take. So for 5,000 Kenya shillings, you'll have covered all of those members. That is annual premium. So per year, it will be renewable at your own discretion. Should you want to increase the sum assured that everyone would get at the end of the policy year, you can always do that, but it would have a premium implication in that you're upgrading your cover from the 1,000 USD to the other bands. So you would have to pay the appropriate premium, but the document will be shared so you can see all the premium bands, the amounts you can get at any event. The document, I think, is with Lydia. It can be shared. Usually the group covers run for 12 months from the start date, and we would, sorry. Yeah, and premium is also payable at anniversary of the cover. So at that, I'd welcome any questions from your team.
Okay, I would like to ask the first question.
Okay.
The principal member that you say,
Yes.
that principal member has to be someone in diaspora, or can there be someone in Kenya, or they have to be in diaspora?
We would not put limits on where they are, if they're in diaspora, if they're in Kenya, as long as they be part of your group, then we can still cover them.
Okay, so if it's, let's say, and when you say group, how many is a group?
For this one, the minimum membership was 50 members.
Okay.
So as long as you're above 50 members, we consider you as a group coverable under this option, this cover.
Yes.
Sorry.
Okay, so if we're 50 of us,
Yes.
and the main person who is in charge of this group, must they
Yes.
be in diaspora though?
No.
So this group can be, even in Kenya, they can have 50 people, and this applies to them.
Yes.
Okay, because when I saw you said Kenyans living in Europe, I thought it was just a package for Europe, for Kenyans living in Europe.
No. Because even the cover we're offering, it's on 24-hour worldwide cover. So wherever you are in the world, as long as one, you would fit in the definition of a group, that is the 50 members, and you're not just coming together for the purpose of getting this insurance. You get what I mean? Like your core reason for forming the group shouldn't have been for you to get this insurance. It is just, the insurance is just as a byproduct of you coming together, and for the welfare of your members, seeing that you need this extra benefit of giving them the last expense cover.
Okay, and you also say that the last entry is 75. So what if my mom or my dad is more than 75 years old? What happens then?
There
A lot of people in diaspora, their parents are 78, 76, 80. So what happens then if our parents are that age?
Okay, for parents who are above 75, there is an option for additional premium should you want to cover them. So for example, let's say for like the option for $1,000, if you wanted to cover someone, if you wanted to cover your parent who is above 75 to 80 years, because the maximum we can do right now is 80. So if you wanted to cover 75, anyone between 75 to 80, annual premium would be $38 USD.
No, $38 USD.
Yes.
So when you say up to 80, so if they're 81 years old, they can't be covered.
No, unless we can consider it on a case-by-case basis, but as per the rules, we cannot cover them.
So what would be the case? What would be the consideration of this person is 81?
For example, now if your group were to take up this cover, and we find out that, let's say, for example, we have 4 people, 4 parents who are above the 81 years, you just need to tell me that there these members who are covered under the group, but they have parents who are above 81. Kindly consider the premium for these 4, and we'll do a proposal for you.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We also have a question coming up that the 6 principal members, the 6 members that you spoke about.
Yes.
Is it a flexible 6 members, or is it 6 members that are chosen by the insurance company?
Flexible in what way? The only flexibility
those 6 somebody can put their sister, their brother.
No. The only
auntie,
flexibility.
uncle.
No, the only one, we only do nuclear family. That is now parents, spouse, and children. We can't cover the siblings or grandparents.
Okay, so what if another question again, somebody's asking, what if somebody's in the group of that 50 and they don't have their parents, or they're a loner, like maybe just them, no parent, no father-in-law, mother-in-law, and we
Yeah.
do have a lot of people like that. So what happens then? Do they lose?
I'd say yes, because we can't cover anyone outside those parameters. The
Mhm.
only other solution we would have is if you want them covered, they'd have to be covered as principal members by themselves. So you can't be covered as a dependent to the principal member. You'd have to be a principal member yourself, so that you can.
And as a principal member, how much do we pay per annum?
For the principal member, it's $50.
It's $50.
Yes, for
and
100.
this, for 100. Oh, the sum
For
assured is
1,000.
100.
1,000 USD, yes.
Or 1,000 USD.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Probably we'll come back to that as well. But if anybody has a question to ask, and I know Susan and PK, they always work, they're insurance gurus, and Sam as well. I'm sure they will have questions to ask in regards of this Kenyan insurance, because that's something that has been bothering people in diaspora a lot, Kenyan insurance. So I'm going to ask PK and Susan. Susan, I think Susan had her hands up. So Susan, yes. So Susan, go on.
Hi, Mark.
Hi, Susan. How are you?
Hi, Mark.
Hi,
Thank
Susan.
you
Hi.
very much. My question is, I know you live in Kenya, your office is in Kenya. By any chance, do you have a branch in Tanzania?
No, not presently. But then again, as I said, cover is 24 hours worldwide. So in any case, we can also administer it, whether it's in Tanzania or anywhere else.
Okay, that's very good. Another question. Earlier you said it has to be only 3 children, and then if a principal, if it's a father, and then 3 children, and the wife and the parent, maximum 6. Is that correct?
Yes.
So what if I have 5 children? What then?
Okay, there's a provision to add an additional child outside the 3 children. And for example, I'd say for the 1,000 USD option, whereby the principal member is paying $50 per annum. If you wanted to add an additional child to that, it's $6 per additional child.
Question.
Yes.
That's very good. I'll be in touch with you, Mark. That really appeals for me because, you know, we all were dying for this. A lot of people are asking, and I'm so glad you spoke, you came up today, and I'm so glad I'm here. But last question, before I pass it to PK, do they need to declare any medical condition, or everyone is covered?
Okay, for this one, there is no medical underwriting. So as and when, the only thing you'll do is there's an application form that you'll fill, whereby you'll have, you'll nominate the beneficiaries that you want covered under the policy. And on the same application form, there's a small statement where you declare that, to your knowledge, all of the members are of sound health and sound mind. So that declaration itself only, it will now replace the requirement for medical underwriting. Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Primrose from Uganda. I work with Unisure. So probably, thank you very much for the contribution. Probably what I was thinking of, the most question we get, do you have any like repatriation packages for the diaspora?
Okay, the idea around the funeral cover was that with you choosing the band that is more comfortable with you, you can easily now work into now the plans. If, for example, you have members who you know are in the diaspora and they need to be repatriated back to Kenya, you can work the sum assured into the plan such that, you know, for example, repatriation is X amount, and the burial expenses here in Kenya will amount to Y. So X plus Y will be, for example, 500,000. So if you have a cover for 500,000, you know, you'll be able to cater for the funeral expenses, the repatriation, the costs of hosting the people at the funeral, food, everything. So what we usually do is just we offer the sum assured as a lump sum so that you now can arrange for yourself without being told this is needed for the repatriation, this is needed for the funeral expenses, this is needed for the casket. You would now, up to your own discretion, decide from the money that is paid, you decide now what will pay what will go where.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mark. Just a quick one that got me there. Do you also do services? Say, like,
Right.
I've seen, like, if I've lost someone back home, do you do services like, I just want to hand it over to you guys to, like, from, you know, from the start to finish?
I currently no, we do not, because we are in the business of insurance. So currently, unless we would give you a link for a service provider we partnered with so that they can provide those details inclusive of what we are going to pay you, then currently we don't. I would be lying if I said we did.
Okay, thank you very much, Mark, for that. Probably come back again because this is a very sensitive issue. Martin, did you have a question? Oh, Kennedy, you have a question. Okay, everybody has a question here. Okay, I'll go to Sam first. Sam, okay. Go on, Sam. Sam, you have to unmute yourself. Sam.
Got it. Thanks, Lydia, and thanks, Mark, for that presentation. I've got a few questions, maybe four, but before I get to the question, just to mention that these kind of expenses are kind of new things in the market, and many people are really getting into them, and it's good to see you talk it out and try to explain a lot of things to people in the diaspora who may not have a lot of knowledge towards that. Question one, and this in relation to what Susan did mention about the medical condition. Yeah, and you answered that there is a declaration that you is a tick box at the bottom of the proposal form. At that point, do you have to declare underlying medical condition, for example, diabetes or high blood pressure or anything that you might know to the best of your knowledge?
As to your knowledge, as far as you know the medical condition, it's just prudent to declare it, because thing is, with insurance companies, we work on a principle called utmost good faith. That is, whatever you give us, the information you give us, we will believe it to be true to the best of our knowledge also. So to the best of your knowledge, if you didn't know that they had diabetes, then at the point of you declaring that they are of good health, then you are none the wiser. So I'd say you would have to declare the medical condition so that in any case of a claim or anything, there wouldn't be any disagreements, I'd say.
Okay, yeah, on that point of utmost good faith or Berim of today, my knowledge tells me it is a principle that got to be present at the time of representations when you're signing up the proposal form. Is there any continuity requirement for the utmost good faith principles, i.e., if you become aware along the way that there is a change of medical circumstances, are you obliged by any regulation or whatsoever or anything to just to report that to the insurance? Or if the insurance come to know of this along at the time of the claim, your policy?
I would say on my side, I'd say yes. I'd obviously want you to give me the details of whether anyone is sick, but there isn't any underlying principle that says you have to. It's only that at the point of you taking up the proposal, if it was in your knowledge at that point, then it's not. You see, that is not in good faith. But if afterwards it happened, and maybe for one reason or the other you didn't inform the insurance company, then that would be the because it already happened after the policy had started, so there's no way for you to know it was going to come. Yes, it was going to arise.
So basically, there's no duty whatsoever required from the principal policyholder. They disclose any change of medical condition after the policy has been incepted.
Yes, the only caveat is at every renewal, would ask that as the insurance would preempt that question of you, so that in any case, if you say no and it turns out that it was yes, then because usually what happens with insurance claims is more often than not, we might go into investigating the claim. It's not all the claims that are investigated, but even at random, they might pick the claim and investigate it, find out that you had prior knowledge, and that might hinder the claim process.
Oh, cool. Thanks on that point. Question 2. Yes. Does your policies have what is called waiting period? Once you buy the policy, at what point of its life can it respond to a claim of death?
Yes, thank you for that. There is a waiting period on our policy. For accidental causes, there is no waiting period. That is 0. But for illness-related causes or natural, that is no. For illness-related causes, that is 3 months.
Oh, okay, thank you. Final question, Lydia. Right, this is pretty much you put a presentation based on a group policy. Do you have like an individual or like a family outside a group? You don't have to be like a group of people.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Cool, thank you, Lydia.
Thank you very much, Sam. We also have Martin. Martin, hand is up as well.
Yep.
So Martin, I'll unmute you. Good.
Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you again, Lydia. I wanted to mention 2 things. One of the things is that there's someone who has asked about other areas where we are selling, including Nakuru, the prices. So I'm requesting Milton, I think his name is Milton Isalano. If you don't mind, you can share your contact, and I can expound much further about the other locations and the prices of those locations. If he doesn't mind.
Yeah, that was up there. I had that here for you later. So
So
I have that there for you later, Martin.
Okay. So secondly, there was also something else I wanted to mention about a question that Sam had asked me last week about one of the learnings that we've made during this COVID-19 period in regards to real estate and industry here in Kenya. So I had answered something last week, and in addition to that, there is something as a company that we are calling an exit strategy, as a company that is AMG Realtors, sort of that this COVID-19 for everyone, including not just the Kenyans here, but also in the diaspora, how COVID-19 came, of course, came abruptly. No one was expecting it. So it was sort of, everyone was thrown to a quote unquote pre-retirement, because we didn't know that this thing is happening. And then 3 months down the line, some of us are still working from home. And so that begs the question, then if this is the sort of quote unquote retirement that we'll be having or that we're expecting, then it's important that we plan ourselves before that retirement time comes indeed, because it will come at one point. So as a company, we are calling it an exit strategy, because no one was thinking that this thing will be here up to the time that it has been here. 3 months down the line, majority of us are still at home, and some are asking, it means that if at all we also not plan ourselves moving forward, then the retirement will be the same. So it's important, this pre-retirement that we've been exposed to, courtesy of COVID-19, that we plan ourselves in regards to investment. We start thinking about where we can build a home, and what majority of the people, not just here in Kenya, but also in the diaspora, majority of the I can call it the thought is that land prices are very expensive in Kenya. That's a thought that has been there. So as a company, as AMG, our prices are very affordable. They start from 150,000, and I say that's for 50 by 100. So you have a guarantee that you can be able to pay pole pole. We can accommodate you, whatever the amount that you have, come to us, drop us your number there. I'm going to call you personally and tell you what we have. And remember that you have the peace of mind when you are buying with us, because we own what we sell. So you have a guarantee at the end of the day that within 60 days when you complete your payment, you have your title deed. And I know Lydia knows about it, about our how we deliver our titles, and I know she can be able to concur about it.
Okay, thank you very much. And Kennedy, you had your hands up. Kennedy Opan, you wanted to ask Martin something. Yeah, go on.
I wanted to ask Mark Karaoke.
Yes.
Yeah, Mark, yeah.
Well, thanks for clarifying on the insurance covers. But
Yes.
can you please throw a little bit of light with regards to specific funeral cover for the over 70s, but under 80 years old, with underlying specific health conditions? I mean, high blood pressure or heart conditions. I have two questions to ask you. What is the process with regards to that? And number two, how much would be the annual premium? Could you please throw a little bit of light with regards to that?
Okay,
Mark.
Thank you. Okay, thank you for that, Kennedy. So for the people who are aged between 70 and 80, first of all, the cover is not restricted. We're not saying that we're not going to cover them just because they have a pre-existing condition. We're just asking you to declare the pre-existing condition before we can commence the cover. So what we do is, some had asked the question whether there is a waiting period on the cover, and I mentioned there is the 3 months waiting period for illness-related causes. So in any case that you declare a principal, you declare a beneficiary who has any pre-existing condition, we would then just we would advise you that the cover would start, or any payment would commence after the 3-month waiting period. Yeah.
Can I just obstruct you? Sorry, can I just obstruct you? Now,
okay.
Sorry for that. Within the 3 months awaiting period, what's going to happen? What will be happening? Having declared the specific health conditions, what will be happening within the 3 months waiting period?
So within the 3 months waiting period, if in case anything happens to the member and it's related to that illness, yes, then we would exclude that payment for that member. For example, if yes.
So that means the payment won't be made.
Yes, it won't be paid.
Yes. Okay, I get. But having declared the specific health conditions, what do you mean if anything happens? You mean if another health condition crops up, or what happens?
If, for example, if within the 3 months you had declared let's say your parents, God forbid anything happens to them within that 3 months and they pass away, then we would not pay that last expense benefit. Yeah. If you had declared that they have a pre-existing condition, let's say diabetes, and they happen to pass away from that diabetes within the 3 months, then the payment would not be payable. But if it's after the 3-month waiting period, then the payment would be payable.
Right. Okay, but what if within that 3 months waiting period, what if they passed on but it wasn't diabetes? What's the example? It was they have heart problem, which they've declared from the beginning. And like you're saying, there's a 3 months waiting period. So within that 3 months, if they died with that heart problem, no payment will be made. But what if they died with something else?
That you had not declared or that you did not know.
That I didn't know.
Then that is not excluded. That would be payable.
That would be payable.
Yes.
Or if they died with accident within that 3 months, it's
Oh
payable.
yeah, even with accident, because accident doesn't have a waiting period, it will be payable.
Okay. Ken, are we okay with that, or you need more
Yes,
clarification?
I get you. Yeah, that's fine. I get you. But okay, just two more questions.
Okay.
With regards to your question, thanks very much, Mark. But could you throw a little bit of light with regards to how much premium will you award them in the event of death happening after the 3 month period?
Okay, so after the 3 month period, basically there's no loading of premium, regardless of whether you have a medical condition or not. After the 3 month period, you would pay the same premium as anyone who doesn't have a pre-existing condition. So after the 3 month period, premium is the same. The cover just continues as the same. It's just that now there's no exclusion on illness-related causes.
Okay, let me answer that as well to Ken, because I do insurance as well, so I know what he's trying to what he's asking, and it's kind of similar to the one that we do in the UK. The only difference is in the UK there's no waiting period. So if you get insured today, and God forbid you die tomorrow, the whole sum assured is going to be paid. If your sum assured is that, if your benefit, let me say benefit, because I want to use layman language. If your benefit was 100K and you insured yourself today and you died tomorrow, God forbid, the 100K will be paid. Okay, there's no waiting period. But with the Kenya, that's the difference. There's waiting period. Now, what Ken is asking, how much are you going to be paid? How much are you going to be paid depends with how much premium you take. Because in Kenya, I can see they have different options. There's option 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So if you're paying $50 a year, your benefit is $1,000. If you're taking option 2 and you're paying $105 a year, your payment is $2,000. They work with dollars. If you take option 3, is $145 a year, your payment is $3,000. Option 4 is $240. Your payment is $4,000. Option 5, which is the last one, you pay $310 a year and your payment is $5,000. And that, the 310 is not just for you, it's for you and 6 other members of your family. So that makes 7. You as a main principal, and then 6 other people. And the 6 other people must be your mom or your dad, or your father-in-law, your mother-in-law, your spouse, and your 3 children.
How about the 240 premium?
240 is $4,000 for 240 a year.
Yeah, but it incorporates how many family members?
Yeah, it's 7. It's 7 of you, including you and your 6 other people. It's 7 of you. So the group of 7, we are paying $240 for the group of 7, which is which I think it's very affordable and very reasonable for me, my mom, my dad, my children, and my spouse to pay only $240 a year. And if anything was to happen to any of us, God forbid, I mean, we'll all die one day. We just don't know when and how, but we'll all die someday. So if that day was to come, you get $4,000 and all you've paid is $240 a year for 7 people. But the thing that I get to this one as well is only 3 payments per year, right, Mark?
Yes.
Is it only 3 payments per year?
Yes, and then after that you would reinstate the cover.
Okay, so what if God forbid we were in an accident and all of us died? What happens then?
We call that total disarray, in that everyone was involved in the same event and everyone, let's say, passed away. Then the clause for 3 maximum deaths per family year would not apply, because you see now there's no one left even in the cover to reinstate. So we pay the full sum assured if that was the event.
Okay. And Ken, because of time, I work with them as well, and I've had a meeting with Mark when I was in Kenya, and he enlightened me a lot into what they do. And as someone who works for insurance as well in the UK, I got a lot what they do. So any more questions, I'll help you as well, Ken.
No problem. At least I got your contact. At least we can interact on a
Yes.
one-to-one basis. Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
No problem. Thanks, Mark, coming for I'm feeling a
Thank
bit
you.
of that. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Okay, and going back to Martin, Peter, do you have any questions? Peter is just there listening. Peter Gitonga, do you want to say anything? Walter Omuga, Michael Gugi, do you want to say anything? Do you want to ask any questions? Yeah.
Hi, Lydia,
Hi.
and good evening to all.
Good evening, sir.
This is Peter Gitonga from Optiven, listening all the way from Nairobi. And I'm glad to be part of this great forum and glad to see you. Glad to see my friend Sam Okoth. Last time we met in London, and that was a good, we had a good time together.
Yeah.
And thank you, all of you. I think this is a very good session when we get to understand what is happening back in our country and the opportunities that lie back at home. I always say knowledge is power. When you know something, it is always easy to maneuver when time comes and when you need it. So I think this is a good one, and I appreciate and thank you very much. And I think I will be with you in the next coming meetings so that we can learn together. Iron sharpens iron, and together we grow strong. Thank you.
You are muted, Lydia. We can't hear you.
Sorry. Okay,
good
Walter,
now.
thank you, Martin. Walter, do you want to say anything? Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Walter Nunga. I'll just say thank you, Lydia, for hosting us. And it has been quite an informative session. And more questions, I'm sure I will follow up with the land issues, the more rooms for investment. Thank you very much. Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much, Walter. Okay, I'll go back to Grace. Grace, do you want to say anything? Grace? And I've also, just to say that we're being watched. I've seen people from Italy. We've been joined from people in Italy as well. And I'm really glad that a lot of people are watching and they're learning. And this is, like Peter said, iron sharpens iron. We're just learning how investment, as Walter said as well, and investing in ourselves and our family. And that is insurance and property. That's what we're talking about today. And I'm really happy for this. So Grace, do you have anything to say?
For giving me chance to say. I would like to ask Martin about Isinya. If I can take Nanyuki and Isinya, how can I pay, and how much will be the payment of Isinya?
Thank you, Grace. Thank you very much, Grace. So, Isinya and Nanyuki, yes, the answer is yes. You can be able to get the two. The only thing that we can do is we sit down and we have a payment plan. We plan regarding the budget that you have on your end, because we tailor make the payment plan depending on your budget, because budget vary from one client to the other, from one customer to the other. So what we can do, Grace, you can, I can have your number. I don't know how I can get your contact number. And,
I can give you right now.
No, not the forum. You send it to me, Grace will send it to me and I'll send it to him. And
Okay.
that's the other thing I wanted to tell Martin. I know Milton was asking a question, and you said if he can give you his details. I'll pass the details because they cannot give the details because of the data protection. They can't give it online.
Okay.
I'll give them to you as well. And Martin, there's a question as well from Michael Mute as well. And he was saying that it would be really good if you had photos and graphics. And that's where my question comes again, that if we had somebody from your end who is answering people from your Facebook account. So if we press it, we just go straight to your website. That's because Michael Mute asked that question and said,
I have another question, please.
Okay.
What about when I have started payment? Can I fence my place, or I'll fence it and the time I'll finish to pay?
It's a very good question. So Grace, when you start your deposit, you can go ahead and start fencing. Once you make your first deposit, you can go ahead and start fencing for your plots as you look forward to complete your payment. So what you will not get is the title deed once you make the deposit. You will not get the title deed that point, as we agreed earlier. You are going to get the title deed when you complete the payments at the tail end of your monthly installments, but you can start fencing immediately you make your first deposit, Grace.
Okay, and start to do something on it.
Yes, you can do something on it.
Okay.
Yes, because you have an agreement in place that you're going to finish the payments in 5, 4 months, 3 months. So the agreement is in place that you are the owner, but you are just waiting for the document so that you can be the legally registered owner. But you have started the journey. Umeanza safari, lakini bado haujafika, lakini safari umeanza. So unaweza endelea, lakini title utapata wakati utamaliza malipo yote. Si namna hiyo?
Okay, that's good.
Asante.
Sound good.
Okay, sawa.
Okay, that is so
Thank
good.
you so much.
Yeah, the other thing, the one thing that somebody have asked as well, and I know we spoke about it last time to Martin again. If I was to buy a property, a land if I was to purchase a land with your company, and I wanted to build a mansion, I wanted to build something different, can I be allowed to do that? That's what somebody's asking. That can I be allowed to do that, or must it be what you guys want? I know last week you answered that.
Okay, thanks again for the question, and it's okay. I don't mind to answer the question. So what we usually do at AMG is that before you start investing, we ask you, or we have a conversation about the intention, because different people have different intention when they want to buy property in Kenya. For example, Mom Grace maybe wants to farm. So if Mom wants to farm, then I'll take her to the project that has good soil, proximity to water source, so that she can be able to utilize the idea of farming. So if someone else wants me to do a maisonette, I have a project that you only do maisonette and bungalow only. I have a project for that. Again, also I have a project where you are allowed to build what you want. We don't have the house designs. So what we do as a company, or what we have, is that we have also tailor-made the project to suit each and every person's need, because the needs vary from Grace to Sam to Lydia. So if Mom wants to farm, I'll take her to a project called Nanyuki Gardens that is close to Ewasonyiro, has a water source. The soils are very good for farming. The roads are good so that you can, when you are done with your farm, you can be able to take your produce to the market. So if someone else wants to do a maisonette, I have a project called Loldaiga View, where we have provided house designs for people who want an order, a gated community in an order. If someone doesn't want to be held by the rules of you have to do either a bungalow or a maisonette, there is also a project for that you can be able to build whatever that you want to build without the strict regulations. So we have everything catered for everyone.
That's good.
Thank you. Thank you very much for that. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
Okay. I'll go back to PK now because we don't have enough time, and PK is just going to talk to us insurance in the UK, the importance of having insurance in the UK. If you live in the UK, you must. It's the same thing if you're in Kenya, you must. Because when death comes and nobody knows when and nobody knows how, you will need something for your family. And the thing is, I always say, I was even talking to some community leaders in the UK, it's good for us to have chamas, it's good for us to changa. That is something that is in us. As Kenyans and Ugandans or Tanzanians, as East Africans, we are umoja. We are umoja community. Yes, we can fight, we can hate each other, or this tribe, this group. But when it comes to mourning somebody, when it comes to death, we are always together. So we always come together and changa. Fine, that is good. And I'm not even going to say anything bad about that. I love that because it's not even just about the money, it's about support, people coming to you, hugging you, crying with you. Fair enough. But what happens after that? What happens after we've done your mchango for 10,000, 20,000, we've given your family and they've repatriated your body back home, or you've been buried in this country? What happens after that? What happens to your children? What next? And that is where we come in as insurance company. It's not that we want you to have insurance just for you. It's not for you. Don't think you. And that's why, the reason why a lot of people don't understand the benefit and the importance of insurance. They say, oh, si mimi nimeshakufa. I'm sure everybody here understands Swahili. Mimi nimeshakufa, mtanizika mkitaka mnitupe. It's not about you. It's about the people you leave behind. It's about your children. It's about your loved ones. Would you want to see your children in the streets? We have a lot of people who, when they pass on, because yesterday a lady was even telling me that a guy passed on in Oxford, and the dad passed on, and they changed a lot of money, and they took the dad back to Kenya. But when they came back in the UK, the dad was living in a council house. People in the UK will know what that is. He was living in a council house. The name wasn't, he was not registered. He was chucked out of the house. The guy suffered and struggled. Yes, there was money to take his dad home, but what about him? So if the dad had insurance, the guy would be okay financially. So we don't do this for ourselves. We do this for our children. Some people say, "Na mimi nimekufa, sasa hiyo pesa mimi sitaienjoy." It's not for you. And also for you to go with dignity. You live a life, a good life. When you're here, you eat, you go out, you wear nice clothes, nice dress, nice cars, shoes, house, everything. But then when you die, you're the public liability now, because you have nothing now that we have to. We can changa because changaring is in our culture, but we shouldn't changa in duress, that you have to give £100 or £50 or £10. Otherwise, this body is not going to go. And then people start, you guys bring, even if it's £5, £2. It shouldn't be like that. We should changa with happiness. If I have £5, I give. If I have £10, I give. If I don't even have, I'll still come to your house and eat and celebrate because you have insurance to take your body back home. Do you understand? So that is why I'm always saying, some people say I'm harsh, but I'm not harsh. It's the truth. And the truth hurts sometimes, but that's the truth. Save yourself the shame when you die, and for your family as well. Get life insurance. Get income protection. So I've spoken about life insurance. I'm going to let PK speak about income protection, because it's also important to have income protection, and then we're going to close. So I'm going to hand it over to PK to just talk to us about income protection.
Tell people to have insurance is to protect against a risk happening. We're not saying, most people, when you talk to most people, they always say to you, I'm not gonna die now, I'm all right. We always live long, this and that, I've made savings. But listen, if, say for example, when you're gone, this happens in most African, like families, that once you're gone, nobody will even look at your children. They'll not know you, it's you that they knew.
Yeah.
Families, how would your family cope? How would your children cope? If you ask yourself that question. Because say, for example, most people actually invest back home instead. Now, if anything happened to your kids, nobody's gonna look at them, family. So to have insurance, it's not only about death, but your health, your income. Now, your income, you're the money-making machine. Have you imagined that if I can't get up from my bed one morning for a week, for days, for months, what's going to happen to this household? Everybody's going to be down emotionally. The whole household is going to be sick. You're going to be sick and then you're worrying, how are you going to cope with this? So to have income protection protects you on illness. If you're unable to go into work due to illness, sickness, accident, or injury. So if you have this plan, you can, you don't have to worry about going back to work. I've met a lady who like was injured, had a knee injury, but because she's given months, more than 6 weeks to stay at home. But when she was talking, she's talking with so much passion because she's saying, if I don't get up for just 2 weeks down the road, she's thinking I have to go back to work because if I don't go, rent is waiting, the bills are waiting, my utilities, who is going to pay? So if your income were protected, you wouldn't have to worry about all this. So that is why it is really, really, really important to protect this machine that, is the breadwinner. We all have to protect the breadwinner. So then we don't have worries when it's time, like when those bad harsh times fall on us. So that is income protection in brief. Yeah, protect your income, protect your health. Everyone protects what they love. People are protecting mobile phones. People are protecting like cars. People will tell you, I have only insurance for my car and my mobile phone. I don't know anything else. Yes, you don't know. But when you know the knowledge, please pick it up and benefit from it. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Lydia.
Mute yourself quick. Okay. Thank you very much. Oh, Sam has a question. Okay, Sam.
Yes. Hi, Lydia, and thanks, PK, for that presentation. I got a quick question and in relation to income protection. You did mention it does cover you and pays your income in case you couldn't go to work as a result of illness or sickness or etc. Would that policy respond to a situations like we are currently of COVID-19, where you still can't go to work? Yeah, you don't have income, money coming in. Yeah, can that policy respond? Can you claim some income from that policy?
Let me PK. I think PK, do you want to answer that? Okay, wait.
Okay, before that, I got a second question.
Thanks, Lydia. Yeah, in a situation of COVID-19, if you had that policy in place before the March 28th, is it? 28th? You are protected from COVID-19. Only if you're sick, serious illness, anything from March, if you took out this policy, for example, now or after March, it won't cover you.
Right. Okay. That is interesting.
Or Lydia, you can add on to that.
Yeah, you can.
Okay. I'll just to clarify, to add on what I've said, and also to clarify that Sam, and that is why I like as we work for Unishore, I love the company we work for because we work for different organizations. We work for Aviva, which I'm sure a lot of people have heard. We work for Aviva, Vitality, Zurich, Scottish Widows, Royal London, and all these companies, they have their rules and regulations, and also they have different services that they provide. Now, only Vitality as an insurance company does COVID-19. But you have to be in ventilator for more than 7 days, because that is serious illness. Because only Vitality deals with serious illness. Corona is serious illness. It's not termed as critical yet. It's not critical. But the other insurance companies, they only cover critical illness, and that is why a lot of people have not been covered with this corona because it's not a critical illness, but only Vitality covers that because Vitality covers serious illness. That is why we always advise people, when you're taking insurance, check the provider. Make sure that the provider you're going for are best people in the market, and what they're providing is also good, because we have people like Scottish Widows. Yes, they are the best when it comes to payout, 100% the best when it comes to payout, but they only have two services. They only have life insurance and critical illness. They don't do anything else. And then we have Aviva that have a lot of things, but they don't do serious illness, only Vitality. So with your question, Sam, only people who are insured with Vitality are actually, and they were in ventilation for more than 7 days, have been paid. And trust me, a lot of people have been paid. A lot of people have been paid, but only people with Vitality. I have Vitality, so I'm happy in that, but I don't want to go to no ventilator. God forbid, God forbid, but they've been paid. Yeah. So just to answer that question. So anybody with a question before we can say our goodbyes, and then I'll give your contacts to Martin. I'll give people your contacts, or I'll give you their contacts, because they've asked a question here. So I'll give them your contacts. And then we also have Stephen Karanja, who is saying, he said, thank you so much to every single person on this forum, because the information, he said, I'm so impressed. I've been so, this is quite informative, and I'm so impressed, according to Stephen. So he said, thank you very much. And he hopes that we have something like this, and we do have this every Wednesday. So I ask anybody who is free next week on Wednesday, again, join us. And we always have different speakers every Wednesday. The reason why we had to bring Martin back is for a lot of people demanded him to come back, which that's why he's back again with us this Wednesday. But every Wednesday, we tend to have different people in place. So thank you very much. So our topic today, again, we were with Martin, who deals with properties in Kenya, AMG developers. And we urge you guys, this company is vetted already. I have actually invested with them. And trust me, I don't go to rubbish people. I'm very, when it comes to investing, I'm one of those people who scrutinize everything, all those small details. Because somebody said the devil is in the small details. That's where the devil is, in the small details. So if you don't read the small details, you are screwed up. I'm sorry to use that word. But with AMG, I scrutinized them. I went to all those devil details, and I'm good. So if you want to invest with them, I'll tell you that you're in good hands. And I actually got my title deed within 3 weeks. I had it, not that I'm rich and I paid for it ASAP, but I had it within 3 weeks, just like they said. So you guys, AMG, I personally recommend them. And also we've spoken with Mark, insurance company in Kenya. Guys, wherever you are, I know a lot of people are listening on Facebook as well, whether you're in Kenya, whether you're in the UK, wherever you are, in Italy, diaspora, anywhere, it's important to have insurance for our parents back home, our sisters or brothers. It's important to insure from yourself to everybody in your family. Let's leave a legacy. The Bible says that a wise man leaves the legacy for his family and inheritance for his children. So let's leave a legacy behind. And also people in the UK, you can contact me anytime. And you can also contact PK. You can contact Susan. We're here. We're all here to help. I'll put our numbers on the Facebook, so you can contact myself, Susan, or PK anytime. And thank you very much, everybody. And I'll see you again next week on Wednesday at the same time. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you. Enjoy your evening. Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks.